Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Wake Forest versus Miami college basketball matchup on Saturday, January 6th, 2024. Of course, if you like all the free picks that we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Just use the discount code PICK. You'll get 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text that number that you see on the screen. They're not available on the website. Got to text the number. But let's get to this one. ACC college basketball action. We got a 2:15 Eastern time start in this one as Wake Forest hosts Miami. Miami 11-2 on the season, but still not highly regarded. You look at Ken Pom, you look at any of these things, Miami's like 50 plus, exactly where they've sat the last 2 years, where they went to the Elite Eight and the Final Four last season with basically the same team that they have this year. We've seen Miami with ridiculous spreads. Last time out, a home dog against Clemson blew them out of the building. So very tough to read, at least for the odds makers and for the statisticians of the world. But for those of us that bet college basketball and for those of us that follow the game, boy, it's been a great ride the last 3 years with these Miami Hurricanes, one of the best value teams in all of college basketball. On the other side, Wake Forest is a team that we've seen, year in, year out. And in recent years, the big argument has been that their out-of-conference schedule has not been that difficult. And the committee loves to hold that against teams when things get tight, and especially, in the ACC or a conference that may be not as favorable to some of them, especially deeper down the line when you already have a bunch of teams in. They'll look for anything to keep teams out. So, these out-of-conference schedules these days, more important than ever before. And that's why you see all the big boys playing against the big boys. Wake Forest, though, a perfect 8-0 at home in this one, 6-2 against the number in their home games. But when we look at the level of competition, their ACC wins so far have been against Boston College and Virginia Tech. And then they played Rutgers earlier this season. They have an 11-point win over Florida in that ACC SEC, but then they also have a loss against LSU, 86-80. But outside of that, Towson, Delaware State, Presbyterian, New Jersey Institute of Technology. This is that typical Wake Forest schedule that we talk about seemingly every year. Miami's 2 losses at Rupp Arena against Kentucky. They got absolutely stomped in that one, the SEC ACC challenge, and they got crushed at Rupp. It was probably one of the worst games we've seen Miami play. And the other loss against Colorado, also one of the worst games we've seen Miami play in the last 2 to 3 years, getting crushed. That one was on a neutral site at the Barclays Center. But like I said, last time out against Clemson ended up being a 1-point home dog. It was as high as 1.5, but they absolutely stomped Clemson in the second half. Nigel Pack has missed a bunch of games, but he did play in last game. Woogie Poplar did not play in that game. He was injured in that North Florida game. When we look at, what Miami has done in the body of work and seeing just how much of a value play this team is, I can't understand why we're always getting points with them, but I tell you at the same time, I'm not going to complain about it. This is the third best three-point shooting team in the nation, one of the top in defending the three in the nation. This has led to a lot of wins. Teams only shoot 27.2 from beyond the arc. I'm going to take Miami all day long, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.